I have been reading a lot lately and it has led to a lot of positive changes in me, and in this video I'm going to share what these changes are. I used to read a lot. You can name any subject you want: physics, chemistry, astronomy, biology, mathematics, history, you name it, I did it. And it really led to a lot of intellectual growth for myself at a very early stage in my life, and it made me the person who I am. It shaped my worldview, it shaped me into this person who was very curious about knowledge. And unfortunately I had to cut this off a bit during my JEE preparation, especially during class 12, because I had to focus more on my entrance exam preparations and I could not really focus much on reading things apart from what my syllabus was. And I don't see it as a bad thing. I mean, that was the need of the hour. However, when I got admitted into IIT Bombay, I got a lot of free time in my first year. I was again a free bird. I could read whatever I want, and I used this time to explore a lot. I expanded my sources of knowledge to a lot of other things like podcasts, seminars. I went to meet some real people of experience, because that's the kind of exposure that I get at my college. And when I was a kid, when I was, let's say, 10 years old or 15 years old, I was not able to meet anyone because I was a kid, right? But here I was in the best college in India, and you can argue that it is one of the best in the world as well. And I was able to meet and attend lectures of people who were really distinguished in their fields, as wide as philosophy to psychology to computer science to machine learning to physics and astronomy. And you can name every field you want, and we had some kind of an interaction with someone who's an expert over there. And this really helped me get back to my childlike curiosity, and I really became the kind of person who I was back then. Then came my second year. I got really busy with my degree in computer science. As many of you might already know, IITs are not a piece of cake, and it became really tough for me to handle my extracurricular or my self-learning along with the courses which I already had at IIT Bombay. And on top of that, I was also running this YouTube channel. I started my YouTube channel in my second year, and I also started my startup AcadBoost in my second year, which is basically online courses for JEE and college students. Alright, I will be telling more about it in the end. So things were getting out of hand and I really could not learn much. Alright, so to rebalance this, I decided to take courses in a lot of different disciplines in IIT Bombay. So at college you get an option to choose between different subjects. So I chose subjects like philosophy, economics, marketing, business, apart from my usual computer science courses, just to have a mixed flavor. And I would not say that it was too bad, but I missed my self-learning phase. And this thing continued for 2 years as AcadBoost was growing, as the YouTube channel was growing. We were going from just being a blog or a YouTube channel to being a company. We incorporated, and then it was just like I didn't have much time for doing all of these things. So my reading was completely into the garbage can. I could finally see some light at the end of the tunnel because my final semester was here. Now, the best part about this final semester was that I had almost no workload. Like, my usual workload is something called 48 credits, which is like 48 hours in a week. And this semester I had only 24 hours a week of workload because I had completed so many courses early on, right? So this gave me a lot of free time. I am currently attending my online semester, and it gave me a lot of time to explore and to start reading again. I ordered a lot of books lately, especially related to artificial intelligence. So I will just tell you about some of the books I read and what I learned from them. So I read this book called Life 3.0 by Max Tegmark, which is basically about the impact of the development of AI, especially uncontrolled development of AI, and how it can destroy humanity in a matter of decades probably. Then I read a similar book called Super Intelligence by Nick Bostrom, which is on a similar theme, but it's more towards the philosophy side of it. Then I read this book called 0 to 1, which I've read so many times, which is about startups by Peter Thiel, who is an amazing entrepreneur. Then I read a few other books related to machine learning. Alright, I don't want to bore you with all the unnecessary details. The thing with books is that books are one of the most efficient sources of learning because they condense the knowledge of a person over years of experience into a few hours of reading, and that is absolutely mind-blowing. You can argue about a lot of other things like podcasts or audiobooks, but I really don't find them that interactive, because in a podcast you are not really listening to years of experience, unlike a book. Now some of you can say that, oh, audiobooks are just recordings of books, but for me at least, audiobooks can be a bit distractive, in the sense that I listen to them only when I'm jogging or doing some kind of exercise. I don't actively listen to them, because when you actively listen to them, it is very easy to get distracted, which is not the case for books. Maybe it's not for others, but it happens with me. One thing which I really appreciate apart from books are documentaries. Documentaries are basically books in a video format. Now the best part about documentaries is that some things are best visual, right? So I have been watching this documentary called Planet Earth, which is just absolutely stunning. You should check it out. So it's about the nature and wild, and those things cannot be read in a book, right? You have to see the bear, you have to see the snake, right? So in that case, I would say that documentaries are also a really great source of knowledge, and these are the two things which I've been focusing on this semester. Now you must be wondering that, all right, Kalpit, this is fine, but how is it changing your life? We as individuals like to close our minds to ideas that are not relatable, and we like to form a cocoon around ourselves, right? And when you read a book, it is usually some objective knowledge. It is not a subjective opinion which can be changed based on your views. Now this depends on the kind of book you're reading, but I assume you're reading the well-picked books. I prefer to read a healthy mix of academic and non-academic books. I know that a lot of people read only non-academic books. They would read self-help books or some business book or some very something very surface level. I think that is not the right way to learn, because although it gives you a very generalist knowledge, but it does not make you a specialist, and at least I like to go into depths. Now reading books helps me come up with new ideas for myself, for the company, and to think of any other businesses that I do want to have in the future. So for example, I have been planning to read a bit about robotics once I'm done with my AI studies, because that is something I plan to do in the future. I also want to read a bit about energy, especially nuclear energy, because I'm really interested in doing something in that in the future. So it helps me build myself, it helps me understand how these industries work, both from a scientific point of view and from an economic point of view. But a very valid question that can be asked is, why should one even read? I used to ask this question to myself a lot, and I'm not going to pull off books are good, movies are bad kind of an argument, because that depends on the person and their ideology. The real reason why books or reading is more important or more valuable than these interactions is that watching a movie is very transactional in nature. Once you watch a movie, you do feel very good after watching it. You do get dopamine hit, but it lasts for what, a few hours, or if the movie is really great, it lasts for a few weeks. That's it. But if you read a book, or if you watch a documentary, or if you gain any kind of knowledge, be it from an audiobook maybe, it stays with you forever. It stays with you for a matter of years or decades. It's not transactional like a movie where it goes away after 1 or 2 days. It stays with you for maybe a lifetime, and that is really value adding for you. And at least I crave for long-term value creation for myself. Now some of you might argue that why even crave for value creation, why grow, or why not just sit on my couch and laze around? But let's not discuss about it here. We will make a separate video about this. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say about reading. I hope it influences someone to start reading and changes their lives. So let me in the comments what you think of reading. What books are you reading right now? Where do you get your knowledge from? I would really love to listen to all of your views. I plan to make more such video essays related to growth and my life in general. You can subscribe to my channel if you liked this video, and you can like it as well. If you're a JEE aspirant or a college student, you might want to check out AcadBoost, which is my startup company where we provide online education to JEE aspirants, where you will get your videos, your test series, your question practice for your JEE examinations. Or if you're a college student, you can learn various skills like coding, machine learning, business, etc. at very affordable prices. So link of the apps and websites are given in the description. My social media handles are given in the description as well. I really thank you for watching this video till the end, and have a nice day.